25 years ago today, I became the luckiest man in the world. On August 12th, 1995, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I got married to the most beautiful and amazing woman in the world. That day, there are pictures and videos of me as she came down the aisle saying, "Wow, she looked incredible." Every day I get to wake up to that, and every day I get to see how much more beautiful she becomes. But this is a moment that I didn't think was going to happen. You see, on that day, I had told Melissa prior to our wedding day that she had until 2:59 to back out of the wedding. That at that moment, at 3 o'clock, when the clock struck 3, she was mine for the rest of her life. But as we were gathering as the men in my wedding party at the front end of the church, just outside the sanctuary, we got married at First United-Methodist-Church in St. Charles, Missouri. And just outside the sanctuary, there is a little light above the door that indicates when the men are supposed to come in. The organist lights that light, knowing that it's time to come in. And so at 3 o'clock, I looked at my watch, and then I looked at the light. It didn't come on. At 3:05, the light finally came on, and I thought, wow, I thought she backed out. I found out later that just prior to 3 o'clock, the ring bearer had to go to the bathroom. The wedding coordinator was at the back of the sanctuary with the women, communicating with the organist through a walkie-talkie, and said, continue to play, the ring bearer has to go to the bathroom. I repeat, the ring bearer has to go to the bathroom. And so I had to go down the stairs under the sanctuary to the restroom, take down the oversized pants that had been put together with a safety pin, and then put all that back together and then come and be ready. Well, she did finally walk down the aisle, and we got married that day, August 12th, 1995. On August 11th, we had a rehearsal. Following the rehearsal, my youth pastor, who was the father of the ring bearer, came over to our house for a while, and he told me something on my front driveway that I will never forget. He said, Carl, tomorrow, your wedding day, will be the least you will love this woman. I was shocked. I was surprised. I couldn't imagine loving her any less than I did in that moment. I was madly, deeply in love with her. But it turns out, after 25 years, he was exactly right. Because every day, every moment, I fall more and more in love with her. I am so grateful for the adventure we've had together, the different places we've lived, the times we've had together, the vacations we've been on, all of the many things. I am grateful for her support and her encouragement in my ministry. I could not do and be the person I am without her. Ministry is challenging, but it's even more challenging when home life is difficult. When there is stress and strain, she helps to make this better and is able to encourage me in my low moments, to continue to cheer me on in my high moments. We made a deal with one another a long time ago that we had a goal of being together, being married for 100 years. There was a moment when we first got married on the Today Show on NBC where Willard Scott, the weatherman at the time, would announce 100-year birthdays. We wanted Willard Scott one day to announce our 100th anniversary. Well, we're 25 years in, 75 years to go. I can't wait. So today I thought I'd take a few moments to reflect on marriage. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 22, it says, "He who finds a wife has found good. They find blessing and favor with the God." In the book of Genesis, in the creation story, God creates human beings in his image. Male and female, he creates them. This is a theological point reminding us that men and women have different views, different gifts, different things they bring to life, and they complement and complete each other. In the second chapter of the book of Genesis, as the creation story continues, God has created many things, and he says it is not good for man to be alone. And so in that particular version of the story, he creates woman, and woman and man become one. Adam wakes up from God taking the rib from him and sees woman, and he says, "Now this is flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone, will now be my companion forever. In the New Testament, Jesus reflects upon marriage when asked about a certificate of divorce, whether that's able to be given. And he says to the people who come to question him, he says, "What God has joined together, let no one put asunder." But he also says that in cases of infidelity, it is possible for a couple to divorce. He also says that this breaks God's heart. Marriage is God's plan, God's intention, for man and woman to come together to complement and encourage one another, to complete one another. I, for one, am very grateful for my marriage, grateful for the journey that we've had together. And I am aware that there are others listening to this devotion, others in our congregation and our community that have not had such an experience. For that, I am truly sorry. My heart breaks for those marriages that break apart. My heart hurts for those marriages that continue to struggle day in and day out, forgetting that first moment when they set eyes on one another, that first moment when they agreed that living life together would be a grand and glorious idea, forgetting what God had put them together for. But I do believe and understand that when we do see marriage as a gift from God, that it can bless our families, it can bless our communities, it can bless our churches, and it can show the world what God's intentions and plans are. It is my prayer today that your marriage will be strong. It is my prayer today that you will be married to your very best friend, and you'll be able to smile together, laugh together, share ups and downs, joys and concerns. And the news that you receive each day will not be complete until you share it with that one you love. If your marriage is struggling today, I pray for you. If your marriage is struggling, I hope that you will look for and find resources and opportunities to strengthen it, to remember that moment when you lit that candle in unity, that moment where you joined hands and made promises before God and your family, in congregations or courthouses or outside, where you made those promises and they can be ratified again today, and that you'll commit from this day forward to be better together than you can be apart. If you are in a divorce situation, my heart breaks for you. I know that God has a purpose, God has a moment, and God desires to heal and transform you. That God has a new plan in the future for you. And I pray that you will embrace it. I pray that you will find it. But for today, I am grateful for my marriage. 25 years and counting. I hope and pray that it will continue to be even grander and more glorious than it was today. And I know that with God's help, we will continue to flourish and thrive together. I hope that this devotion has blessed you today, and I hope that you will see the gift of marriage as something that God has created so that you may be blessed and others may be blessed through you. God bless you, and have a great day.